where Electoral Commissioner, there be a case role no play in our political dispensation. I say democracy is a very sensitive. Your friend say role mu play, and in your friend is discharging your duties within that particular frame, and I say within that context, always be you need to be very mindful of a lot of things. But it does appear for quite some time now, the Electoral Commission individuals no mudi anymore no assume a certain certain belligerent posture. I say running the institution, a very sensitive institution like Electoral Commission, as if say a company say you be na and you just do whatever that you want. Because I hear how sensitive the Electoral Commission is. Electoral fortunes come around and so we heard the see you Gabon came as a result of the fact
Electoral Commission
the election SQ towards a particular candidate. And I will trace it back the history in Africa. You know, say electoral misunderstanding, electoral violence, do not free commission and are turning Africa into a killing field. That most of the violence is as fire erupting all over Nigeria. I think that because of the Electoral Commission, the electoral process is quite fast. We've been Ghana one for who is as a beacon of hope, democracy, and your decline pay sectors and then as a form no. And kaya kwade opportunity, something like your friend say IPAC and then as a form of political parties might deliberate, because sometimes it is not always about law. You need to find convenience, find a common platform. As political actors and stakeholders, we just converge, discuss some of the issues that young chiri. Because you can say electoral registration, I say electoral process, and then I say this registration, limited registration, there are a lot of who are sebi or more attend 18 years. So if you look at the geographical, your friend saying said your name and the city and some of the constituency are such that so Okaso being free district be and call the regional capital, district capital, non call registration dinner. What are the constraints? These are some of the things you sit down with the actors, try to find a way. As be able, able to me, assuming and as a coming around the table. Now you find a common ground. Now you must be. The misconception and the perceptions that the Electoral Commission working towards a particular agenda that will go away, because yet it has a CIA. The ordinary Ghanaian level of trust and confidence in the institution called Electoral Commission is saying, because some of us believe that the Electoral Commission has been weaponized by government, because some of the individuals who the posture quite for some communicating. Look at the Electoral Commission and Ankasa Jean Mensah and the posture, the attitude quite or corresponding or talking to people. Issue now background for free say we need to find a common ground. They assume a belligerent posture, not ready to listen to anybody. But my answer is the same thing. And so we have recent appointment into the institution by some of the Nipa anyone said they are known party individuals. President Akufo-Addo himself, you are not born with me about mine, because some of these individuals have known party alliance and then as for him. So shipping those individuals into the EC could be dangerous. They may go and do good job, but because people know where they are coming from, exactly. So you avoid all these things by ensuring Nipa na would do mokono. Nipa across board, everybody will respect them, because you see, it is not about Electoral Commission sitting at the EC and doing the right thing. It is about doing a thing that will be accepted by all. Because you may sit there doing the right thing and stuff. At the end of the day, if people rebel and revolt against whatever you come out with, at the end of the day, the whole process will be nonsense. So it is the importance at this time, as I had the integrity, the reputation of the Electoral Commission, maybe I'll be doing. Now we had the high stakes going into the 2020 elections, because our Ghana economy will be and the way a man of corruption, but there are a lot of people who see next election as some kind of independence via Ghana seeking from the jaws of individuals who are so corrupt to the extent they came purposely to rob this particular country. And the stakes are high. So as a government, you do everything to ensure won't weaponize the Electoral Commission. But look at the way a manager and the people are behaving, because this particular thing, I'm not sure say a big deal. I'm able to resolve this particular matter, because you see the danger in asking people young cluster at the regional, the district offices. One danger is apart from among for any access in some of the north, we can travel several kilometers and some could do this. So how many people will be able to? Aside that, there is this way a bit some of the districts in the across constituencies. So what you do is some of the individuals and maybe constituency A. Now me when extra vote over about 1,000. It's just a matter of conveniently shipping those individuals to the other side there. Me free say me vote in Nkoye. So if you are not careful, you'll be able to do all these things.
Because if you are not being
yes.
The point is that since you see young district office and register, it's a police station A and I want to a bar. And now when I will register what district assembly office will.
Yes.
It's no never was say over to about police station B and as a police station C. It's at the end of the day, baby. I was in a while here. Yeah, if I want to hold election day. And then I have problem.
Yes.
I'm call for a red flags. Into what we say a day of election confusion basically.
Yes.
Because Saturday no one maybe I want to have. And what a confusion.
Yes. And I even no con because we say the Oko electoral areas na ebi amena large net wo oni me say hana mete.
Yes.
But at the you have said district level no enya for no kwagina say minimum so if you say mete constituency we na me kwa na say mete constituency bia there is nothing that will be disprove when I have my Ghana card and other stuff what I say. So I think that we need to be very mindful of all these things. These are the lingering concerns on the minds of the various actors. That is why these parties are taking the issue to court. So as a reasonable institution, as we working for the betterment of our election in ensuring that yetimenya electoral outcome obi abagia tumno, some of these concerns, you don't assume a belligerent posture. You sit down with the stakeholders and ensure, because even some of the Oko IPACA, Obakasa NDC for someone called IPAC, but what are the other political parties? They are IPACA expecting that the Electoral Commission will engage them, at least come into a consensus, address some of these concerns. But these parties, IPAC, those concerns, were not addressed. So it shows that the Electoral Commission, is behaving as if the institution is their bona fide property. People can feel say you do whatever that they want to do, because saying yes, sir, I am not sure Senka will be talking about this particular issue. Working for the people of Ghana, working for the actors, these are critical stakeholders. Electoral Commission or Yama, some of these stakeholders and the Ghana. So whatever be the concerns of these people, I think that for the sake of peace, we need to listen to them. Around it. Now find a common ground. Some of the solutions are free. It is good. So and district officer and there are ways that you can discuss around and find means of conveying people there and as for because where I see what it means is you are overburdening political parties to ensure that they do this mass transport among for which to me, I think that doesn't even make sense. So the Electoral Commission must realize they are working for the people of Ghana, and there are a lot of perception around them among for free say they are working towards a particular agenda. It is incumbent upon them to distill that notion through the way they communicate, through their posture, through Niama Mbeye, because some of these concerns it doesn't matter how credible the electoral outcome people revolt and it is this peace and tranquility over the years. Yes, city had trying say you bet me achieve as a country, and then I bet to zoom. Because the last time I was telling somebody say, Cote d'Ivoire. Omusha wunse mhunu na se amanfo kanyansa asɛmkyerɛ wɔ mante no ɛtro de no even judges omu omu bibi de omo na police for bɔ omo ban omu dwane ba krom ha besie ye what I say so say ye to oman no to state of violence in for nobody is safe, and that is not what we want. So let us sit down as an institution of state with the mandate to ensure say we are working for the people. Yes, say omo ye independent as for yes it's independent, but you see there is no single institution in this particular country which like I say you are overwhelmingly independent and you can do whatever that you want to do within a certain parameters. You are working for the people, so you don't defy common sense, you don't defy logic, you don't defy reasoning and decide say the institution is my bona fide property because you had the mere banner there. Whether the actors like it or not, I'll continue to do it. It doesn't make sense in any way. So Jean Mensah must come down from her high horses, but myself should do same, because already the way people see your mono is already trouble that because some of the individuals quite recently when this manner your party person was shipped into the EC, concerns were raised. You see, some of these things you might think is insignificant, but people are very much concerned. Council of State and they find absolutely nothing wrong with that. But that's a chroma, you throw this country into commotion because of electoral misunderstanding as far they will care. They will that particular thing will matter. We need to be very sensible and very reasonable. Say peace now. A come at a price, and there is the need for us to do do it. And institutions of state like this now, or more and shepherd democracy, forming the very foundation of our democracy. No, they should not be the reason this particular country will go into chaos, because we've seen around like Gambia, we are now Gabon. Say Electoral Commission and Jean Mensah and Kaoji Nipa Asem to Nankamu and making sure they addressing the concerns of the people and can go do a beer Bruno. But when people were raising concern, government felt men are more power. Then they shut down the internet on Saturday. So among for free said no, that is enough. Is enough. That is why this military intervention kick in, and so winning the bushfire effect of this. I think that we will be guided in the way manner we go about things. I said by making sure say election. We are not doing it to favor anybody. Even if that is the public perception, you do everything to reverse it. Say amount for being trust and hope our institution, because the only thing that matter going to 2020 election is the trust and the confidence public repose in the EC. Aside that, nothing else. It doesn't matter whether you do a credible election or not. If people say they will not accept it, it doesn't matter how you try to convince them, because the kind of track record now what build going into the election, it's so dirty, so terrifying, it's so uninspiring. There is no trust, there is no confidence. You have proven sufficiently that you are working for your friends and your paymasters and so forth. So people will approach you with that particular way, and until you see this kind of always be, people have become very frontal in dealing with the Electoral Commission, because they are convinced that the Electoral Commission has been weaponized by government, especially if you look at the current individual who are being shipped into the institution. It doesn't make the EC credible, so we need to be very careful.
80 years in common here, and now the 18 years are
so we have Electoral Commissioner mandate now or more a war to see and conduct elections.
Yeah.
They don't just own it to political parties, they own it to Ghanaians. So IPAC, like he said, it's a platform of convenience where various stakeholders engage. I build a certain consensus. There is no law backing it. It's just a platform of convenience. And the Electoral Commission may take it under advisement. What I say, but there is nothing that compels or forces the Electoral Commission say they must swallow the hook, line, and sinker. And you see, IPAC for quite some time now. So answer the new register the kind of resistance that went on in this country at IPAC when all the political representatives were there. The Electoral Commission never budged. Even against the ECOWAS charter, say if you have barely 6 months to go into an election, such massive alteration in the electoral register could result in a whole lot of things. They defiled this. People within academia raised concerns. A lot of people, civil society organizations, I can't say, but they defied against all the odds and went ahead and did the registration. You understand? So we are talking about the individuals who are things there. Electoral Commission no more, they own it to political parties. So once MPP, other political parties are okay at IPAC, and I say you build that consensus, but they are not factoring the Ghanaian factor. Because the ordinary Ghanaian who is a partisan, who is not either NDC or MPP, and is 18 years, what anyone to register, let's say, Ebia Alaji Eti MPP no betimi abasi obi o MPP ni de nako obi betimi abasi obi o NDC de nako. But the question is what about obi o temedela unbelonging to any political party? So it is the duty of the Electoral Commissioner as a rational institution, only duty not to political party but to Ghanaians to ensure say you make the process so convenient to the sense this individual within the middle who will not benefit from this party conveying, will also have access to registration. That is all that you do. But if you build the whole idea around the concept to say political parties, it doesn't make sense because not everybody in Ghana belong to political party. There are people who and so I follow the electoral process from 2000 to data. You know, say people who determine election outcome and your political party supporters and the floating voters within the middle. What I say, and from Central Region, Greater Accra, even clearly will tell you how I determine because MPP may have the core supporter, but the supporter cannot win the party election the same way the NDC. So if you look at the middle, these are people as Electoral Commission. Whenever you are drafting a program, you have them in mind. Say and make it process very convenient for them. So IPAC or I know IPAC, that is inconsequential so far as this whole rendering the process that is convenient for Ghanaians is concerned. This should be reasonable. This belligerent approach, that is what is causing all these things. As if they are at war with people. So the whole EC has been weaponized and assume certain belligerent posture be because in the midst of all that is happening, Assembly of Court, I am okay when you and almost the statement about insisting that the registration will happen in 600, yes, and 268 districts across the country. Insisting they don't give a damn about anybody, but the concerns of these actors are quite critical. Ghanaians within the middle are very, very important. How are you factoring them? So I know the day, Assembly bar. Why the bell the credence to what you do because opposed from the beginning? I'm for who, so I think we need to back and they do the right thing.
Okay, and see, we be kind
yeah, mechanic said, maybe Electoral Commission. So